All right, everybody, welcome back. This is the second half of our show, and I'm going to focus on lists, several lists of stuff going on right now in the basketball card market, in the NBA market that I think are important to us to think about, or I just feel the need to get out there, maybe help you out in some way, maybe prevent you from impulse buying. There's no need to impulse buy right now. There's no need for a race. You're never winning an auction. I mean, it's just how eBay makes their money. Right? You can get a great deal on an auction that you happen to be the highest bidder, but don't bid just to win. Get good deals. I want to take a moment to welcome back Chris Middleton to the NBA. He played one game, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and then missed the next game. I'm just glad players return from injury. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been fantastic. He's been putting up 20 plus a night lately for Memphis. That's awesome to see. I can't wait for Tyrese Maxey and Desmond Bane to get back because they're two of my favorite players. In fact, their names are on my recently crafted hoops and cards hoodie, 1 of 1, just for Gary, the show director. I don't know why I do this stuff, but I do want to share with you some feedback, some letters from you listeners. And the first one I'll go with is Matthew. Good morning, Gary. Thank you for creating this podcast. I am a new listener from Canada and love the content so much, especially the Basketball 101 episode, which I'm listening to from the very beginning. Getting back into trading and selling cards now, as I bought a lot before, and now I'm trying to sort it all out. Great podcast. Thank you for creating it. The free pack of cards can be sent out whenever. No rush on that. Focus on continuing to give out great content. Matt H. Matt, thank you. First of all, thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me know where you're from, Canada. I don't know if that means you are a Raptors fan. I don't want to stereotype all citizens of Canada as lovers of Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. I think they're fun players to watch. But seriously, Matt, thank you so much. We want to focus on getting out great content, and certainly glad you found us. I've got another one. Listener from even further away. This one from Arthur. Hey, Gary, shout out from Hong Kong. I've been listening to your podcast for several months. I collect mainly basketball cards with a focus on point guards such as Halle. I think he means Halle Burton, not Halle Berry. Cade Cunningham, Josh Giddey, Killian Hayes, and luckily picked up some cheap Delano Banton and Prism Reds before the season started. Waiting to add some Justin Fields in the offseason. Good luck in your future podcasts and card hunting. Thanks, Arthur. Dude, Hong Kong. Like, seriously, Hong Kong. Thank you for listening. That is awesome. Love hearing from our listeners. I love when I get messages from you on Instagram, or those were actually emails to Gary@hoopsandcards.com. We have listeners, guys. We have hundreds of listeners to every episode from around the world. In fact, I think with the NBA season, with us doing a regular schedule, with the excitement over cards in the hobby, with the Basketball Forever podcast network, I think that's helping generate even more and more interest. And so I love adding listeners and making new friends from all over the planet. And that includes from Massillon, B. Crooks, shout out. It was great to see a bunch of guys who I know have listened to the show and have given me great feedback or encouragement about it. We want to make a few notes here for you. These are 3 lists that I have to share with you today. List number 1, I have talked to you about Jayson Tatum and the 2017 rookie Prism, the rookie rated rookie. That guy is in line for future MVPs, future finals performances, and he is his team is awesome already. He's got a great supporting cast and guys that know their roles, like Malcolm Brogdon and Grant Williams and Robert Williams III. All that to say, lately we've seen the rise of some other players from that 2017 class, and I just want to give them a shout out. Number 1, because I think it's interesting to note how their card values have started to respond to what they're doing on the court. And the other guy, along with Jayson Tatum, who you've heard a lot about lately, is certainly Lauri Markkanen. He's still doing well, but I don't expect the Jazz to make the playoffs. I don't. I expect them to make more trades. At the same time, could Lauri Markkanen see an increase in his card values if he makes the All-Star team? Absolutely. Is he playing great basketball? Yes. Could he be traded to a contender and take his career and his legacy to even greater heights? Oh, could you see him in Dallas? I mean, yeah. Lauri Markkanen is the guy to watch. But that 2017 rookie class, we've also seen some other guys stepping up lately. And that's the list for you. I would love for you to at least think about investing in these guys before everybody else does. And that would be OG Anunoby from the Toronto Raptors. That would be Jarrett Allen from the Cleveland Cavaliers. That would be Malik Monk from the Sacramento Kings. That would even be Bam Adebayo. Like, of all the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo is playing pretty well. And I had another guy, Josh Hart. That class, that 2017 class. Let me see, where's my list? I had a list. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of me already. Yeah, Kyle Kuzma. Hello, dude. Hello. Kyle Kuzma has been awesome for the Wizards. So there's a number of players. Yeah, Lonzo Ball, Jonathan Isaac, Markelle Fultz, but the several of the players I named are worth pulling out of the dollar boxes or looking for cheap autograph cards and saying, all right, if there's a gradable rookie of OG Anunoby, I want it, because I think Toronto is loaded. And because he stepped up, he was scoring 22 points a game without Siakam in the lineup. Now that they're both back, Siakam and his many dimes, like, that guy is a triple double waiting to happen every time he takes the court. So guess who he's going to look for on the wing for some outside shooting touch, right? Because Scotty Barnes, man, one night Scotty is a threat to get 20 points, and the next night he's a threat to get 5 points. But OG, dude, he's open. He hits a lot of threes. Let's go. Lauri Markkanen, Anunoby, Kuzma, Josh Hart, Malik Monk, Bam Adebayo. I'm just saying, watch. I'm saying those guys in those 2017 Prisms, they came out and were available. I need to see all of my hair. They came out and they're all like, less printed and less available than the crazy print runs and pop counts of graded cards of Luka Doncic and Trae Young and Ja Morant and LaMelo Ball. Excuse me. I get my balls mixed up. LaMelo Ball is what I meant. All right. So the 2017, that list, look for guys that are continuing to rise up the charts. Lauri, Kyle, and OG. List number 2, the Dollar-Box Divers. In fact, shout out to LaToya and several others who were digging through the dollar boxes this weekend at my card show, and the basketball card only boxes. I go after those. I look at the, we say dollar box, but sometimes the best deals are in the $10 and $5 box, or the $3 box, or the 2 and it's 3 for $5. Like, they got all these like wheeler dealer stuff, right? But looking through those boxes, guys that were easy pulls, Jeremy Grant rookies from 2014 in somebody's $3 or $5 box. Yes, sir, all day long. But in that dollar and in that 50-cent box, here are at least 3 names that I zoned in on. And I was like, every time I see that guy, I'm pulling his card out and putting it off to the side. Guy number 1 is Devin Vassell from, yes, the San Antonio Spurs. I know the Spurs are tanking for Victor. I know, but Devin Vassell's averaging 23 points a game, people. Most people, most card collectors, most dealers, most people, they're still trying to figure out like how they're getting their Bowman Chromes and their redemptions and their Julio Rodriguez's. And why did I say Julio instead of Julio's? Like, no, just go get Devin Vassell's out of their dollar boxes and say, thank you. Silver Prisms. I mean, I'm not talking just about like the rated rookie Donruss base card. Like, you will find some better cards of these players. I'm mentioning Devin Vassell. I'm mentioning Jalen Smith from the Pacers, who he's having some rumbling, like double doubles. He's having some 20-point games. He's getting into the flow of that offense and isn't just clean up and rebound and put back. Like, he's a player. You guys, Indiana is one of these teams that I'm just impressed with, honestly. Indiana, Portland, Sacramento, Oklahoma City, that they're like, no, we're not tanking this year. Like, we're actually going to play some ball. The Knicks, obviously the Knicks have a lot of talent. Like, these teams have some young players that I would just be like, yeah, Alperen Şengün. Look at some of these players. Portland, I said Josh Hart. Jeremy Grant is a threat to make the all-star team right now. And for that team to really have, when Lillard is healthy, to have a night like they did last night with Lillard, Simons, and what's his cheese, Jeremy Grant. wow, like they're going to surprise some people. They're going to be a problem in the West. All right. So, but the players I'm looking at from the dollar box, I just mentioned them all. I mentioned the guys that I found the most, pull of, and I'll just be honest with you. If you're going through the dollar box, I didn't touch any NBA hoops cards. I'm not going to do it. There's just too many other good deals out there. Very few rated rookies, regular Donruss cards, just very few of those. But getting to Optic and Prism and different parallels and red cracked ice and optic blue velocities. And man, anytime you're looking through somebody, if you're looking, well, Gary, give us some $3 and $5 box guys. Hold on. I got you. That's where I go. Jalen Brunson. That's where I definitely go. Anthony Simons. And I gotta tell you a little quick story about the card show before I get into the third list, and then we're out of here. Peace out of here, home slice. Hey, the deal with the card show on Saturday for me personally was saying I'm looking for the good deals, right? I'm looking for cards that I can grade still. I'm looking to make trades if anybody's interested in what I got. But the two players I went Saturday looking for, and here's the deal. I went Saturday looking for Anthony Simons cards because I think he's become the number one option on offense for Portland Trailblazers with or without Damian Lillard healthy. I think he is their guy, and everybody knows he's their long-term guy. But right now with him and Lillard and Jeremy Grant, Josh Hart, Nasir Little, Nurk, like they've got Shaedon Sharpe. They've got Trendon Watford. They've got a lot of players, but right now already Simons is the man, and his range on his three, like his versatility, he can drive and finish on either side of the basket, floaters, fadeaways, you name it. He can score at will. He reminds me a bit of Allen Iverson without the snarl. Like he just has the stone face the whole game. It's just Anthony Simons. It's sort of like he's a little Tim Duncan face. He doesn't never change, but he can score at will. And so I found a bunch of Anthony Simons that I'm very happy with. Some were deals, some I made trades for. One I got in the mail from eBay, but that was the guy I was after. And I probably would say, all right, I need to take a break from the Anthony Simons buying. But the other guy that I asked around for, we're in Northeast Ohio, so I didn't have to ask, hey, where are your Darius Garlands? People just put them like right up in front. I can see the 8 Darius Garlands. I can see that you've got, Chronicles graded, PSA 9. Some people have Prism. Fine. I'm looking for Desmond Bane. And people, I barely saw any Desmond Bane at this show. I don't know if you understand why I'm interested in Desmond Bane, but before that guy got hurt, 26 points a game. Before that guy got hurt, playing next to Ja Morant, still 25 points a game. Desmond Bane is a stud, and his cards were going up. Now we're in that pause. He's injured. We're in that pause. Other guys have taken some of the focus in Memphis and in the basketball card hobby. I still want some Desmond Bane. I don't know what guys you were chasing, who you were looking after, who you're interested in. I would love to hear about them if you want to tell me, or if you want to share it with the hobby on the Discord for Hoops and Cards. But message me, Instagram at Hoops and Cards. The guys I'm looking at my portfolio and saying, okay, right now I see an opportunity with Jayson Tatum and Desmond Bane. I've already, maybe you want to diversify, and if you're an investor, you're thinking, well, I've already got some SGA, I've got some Ja, I've got some Anthony Edwards, I've got some LaMelo Ball or Cade, whatever it is you're doing, right? You've got some Kobe and Michael. Like, absolutely diversify, collect guys that you enjoy, Giannis. But I was at this point where I'm still trying to prospect. I'm still trying to find great cards of those players who are busting out and maybe first-time all-stars. So all of the list we talk about on a semi-regular basis, I have those players except Desmond Bane. So if I could find some Desmond Banes in the next, that might be my Christmas wish, and then I'm set for a while. Not selling. So that was on my mind. I did not come home with any quality Desmond Bane cards on Saturday. So my next final list would be players that I avoid. And you can take issue with these. You can say, why do you avoid that player? Well, I mean, that's the nice part about the hobby. You can choose certain players and certain cards to collect, and certain others where you're like, I ain't touching that. I'm not going to go there. And I thought I'd just give you a few that I'm not touching, and maybe here's why. I'm like Nike. I'm done with Kyrie Irving. Like, I don't see Brooklyn contending for a championship this season. I don't see Kyrie regaining fan favor anytime soon in a way that would affect his it's definitely infected it. I don't see him increasing his card values this year. I just don't. So Kyrie, Bradley Beal, here's a guy that he can score 35 points a night and nobody cares. And I don't understand why. And I mean, people in Washington care. People in the East take notice. He'll be an all-star. Like, I get all that, but his card values, I'm just saying this for your own good. Unless you're a Washington Wizards fan or a Bradley Beal collector, I can't guarantee you that his card values are going to go up. I can't even guarantee you some of these guys that have been in Beal's, age range, that rookie class, same as Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, the 2012 guys, even Chris Middleton, like all those players that had great rookies in that 2012 first year of Prism class. Great. I can't tell you that any of those cards are going to go up in the near future. If you believe Anthony Davis is going to continue to be dominant for the next few months, it would be the first time he's stayed healthy for a full season if he does that. And even if he does, are we back on the Lakers as a contender train? I don't know. Like, as much as I root for LeBron, I'm not sure that they can swing that. So I'm hesitant on a lot of these guys I just mentioned. The Miami Heat, there's a team that they always find a way to contend in the end, but I'm not really sure who's doing what there. You've got Kyle, Jimmy, Bam, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus. You really have a lot of good scorers, but it seems like nobody is stepping up. Like last year at this time, if you look at it a year ago, this time, Jimmy Butler was playing like an early season MVP candidate. This year, not so much. You just can't carry a team constantly. He's not Anthony Simons. You got to recognize your limits. So, my point is, there are players, and one guy I forgot to mention in the 2012 class there a moment ago was Jimmy Butler. Another one is Kawhi Leonard. And there was a podcast out today, I believe, Slab Stocks, about Kawhi Leonard's market crashing. I don't know if I'd use the word crash, because the whole market has been down. That whole set, those rookies of 2012 have been down compared to what they were. But a lot of those guys are Hall of Fame bound, and I think Kawhi is one of them. So there may be buying opportunity in the offseason if the Clippers are an early exit. But for this season, it's very hard to trust a player who's been in and out of the league because of injuries. Kawhi, Jamal Murray, Damian Lillard. The start of the season for some of these players it's not helping their teams, and it's not helping their card values. So I'm a little bit leery of guys who come back and then they're out, and then they're back, and then they're out, and then they're back, and then they're out. If I don't know the real story behind it, that's where it does pay to follow up on a team and how they're actually doing. So maybe you've got guys that you avoid, and you'd be like, Gary, you mentioned your guy. I would avoid him because I just don't see it. I love hearing that. I love that we don't all have to agree. You don't have to love the same guys that I do. I've been wrong many times on players and on cards. And so I would love to hear from you at Hoops and Cards on Instagram, or email me, Gary@hoopsandcards.com. You guys, I'd love to hear too. What other gift ideas are you looking at? What cards? You can have your own shirts printed. You can have cards graded and give them as a gift. There's a ton of possibilities here. I think the idea of wax is fun because they open the present and they get a blaster or they get a mega box, and then they get more chances to see what that surprise is going to be inside. So there could be a whole lot of good gifts to give this Christmas, this holiday season, to someone. By the way, give a gift to the dealer, give a gift to your friends in the hobby, mail out some free cards to somebody that's giving you good deals. Like just pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for today, guys. I thank you so much for your support. Thank you for listening to Hoops and Cards. Again, we are part of the Basketball Forever Network. We love you. We're here to add value to you as a card collector and investor. And if there's any topic or any idea or question that you have, don't hesitate to reach out. All right. I'm Gary, your host. This has been Hoops and Cards. Hope you have an awesome week. See ya.